This is homework number 5, and we're going to do problem 7. In problem 7, you're multiplying two complex expressions. And if you will notice, these two expressions are exactly the same ones that we had back here in problem 5. The only difference is in problem 5 there was a subtraction sign between them. So we subtracted these terms from these terms. Problem 7, though, there is no sign between the parentheses. And when there's no sign between the parentheses, remember, there's an implied multiplication sign there. Alright, this is very similar to multiplying binomials that you did in chapters 1 and 2, in assignments 1 and 2. One way to do it is FOIL. Multiply the first terms, the outer terms, the inner terms, and the last terms. I'm going to do it that way first. If you prefer to do it with the box method that you learned in homework 1 and 2, then catch the next video. So multiplying the first terms, the 7 and the 4 are in the first spot in each pair of parentheses. I'm going to multiply them and get 28. The outer terms are the ones closest to the outside of the parentheses. And in this case it's 7, positive 7, nothing in front of it, but a negative 5i. Use the operation symbol in front of the term to decide on its sign. So 7 times negative 5i is negative 35i, or subtract 35i. You can think of it either way. Alright, done my first terms, my outer terms. Now I'm going to do my inner terms. And again, look in front of the term to see its sign. This is minus 2i times nothing in front of the 4, so it's a positive 4. Minus 2i times 4 is negative 8i, or subtract 8i. Finally, I'm going to do my last term and each pair of parentheses. And again, it's a minus 2i, and look here, it's a minus 5i, or negative 5 times negative 2. Negative times a negative is positive, so I get plus 10, positive 10, or plus 10. And I also have to do I times I. Multiply the numerals, multiply the letters. That funny I, that's actually a number. And I get I squared. I times I is I squared. So again, I did negative 2 times negative 5, and the I here times the I there. Next step is to simplify this expression. Let's look in the middle first. We've got two I terms that both have the same letter to the same power. These terms are alike, so all I have to do is add their coefficients, the numbers in front of them. I have a minus 35 minus 8. You can either think of it as negative 35 plus negative 8, or negative 35 subtract 8. Either way, you're going to get negative 43i. Alright, I'm going to bring down the 28. Got minus 43i and plus 10 times I squared. Remember I squared from the lecture video. I squared, I is that funny number that when you take the square root of negative 1 you get I, and I squared is negative 1. Memorize that. I squared is negative 1. So looking back at this problem, I've got 10 times I squared. Well, that's really just 10 times negative 1. Think about it. Now I've got 28 minus 43i plus, well, 10 times negative 1 is negative 10, right? It's 28 minus 43i minus 10, or plus a negative 10, if you will. Now I can put the plain numbers together. 28 plus negative 10. 28 plus negative 10. That's 18. And I still have the minus 43i. And these two terms cannot be combined. This has an I on it. It's being multiplied by I. It's not like a plain number. So I'm finished.